variables. All right, variables is not just for science. It's not just for math. It's a good one in math because it represents the unknown. You're right. Yes. What does it say in the dictionary? Ugh. How do you spell that?
Lasting or existing through the year or many years.
That's fine. Lasting or existing through the years. Permanent.
And there's two definitions.
What's the second one say?
Lasting for a long time.
For a long time. Annual means 1 year.
Enduring.
And if you stop and think about it, a lot of times you'll hear about an annual event
Living
too.
plants.
Once a year.
Now, yes.
I know a way to get the Sharpie off.
What's the way to get the Sharpie off?
You put a dry erase marker
Right over the Sharpie. If you color over the permanent with the dry erase. One of the cool things about all the laws we know, there's always one law that erases the other one.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. That's why I was not afraid to do it, boys and girls. Now, in your paper, in your own words, write the definition so you will understand. You can go home, when you go shopping with mom and dad and the person at the nursery says, well, do you want perennials or annuals? What would be the smart move?
Annuals.
Perennials.
Why?
Because it lasts for a long
Perennials
time.
of what?
Do you got to buy them again next season?
No.
No. Now here's something I'm just going to throw at you to see if it sticks. Some of those annuals, once they go to flower and they get pollinated, the seeds drop to the ground and the plant dies off. But when spring comes around, those seeds sometimes will germinate and the plant will come back. Yeah, it's an amazing thing to keep an eye on. Yes?
But if flowers do that, then how come the tree, like the pine trees, when they drop the cones, should the pine tree be treated as a flower too?
Pine trees do not have flowers.
No,
They pollinate though.
no.
Oh, yeah, they do. They
have
pollinate.
The
They have
trees that drop cone.
Anybody ever find a pine seed? Some of you might remember for first grade we went on pine cone hunts. They're in the pine cone. Why do you think a squirrel tears them apart? It's like a squirrel artichoke. They just tear it up. You ever have an artichoke? Ooh. What's an artichoke? Make note of that.
Yep.
We'll have to grow some artichokes.
Have to grow some artichokes.
Absolutely.
Next year.
All right. Now see, this is one of the main reasons why I love agriculture, because once the crops are in the ground, the irrigation is running, the rabbits are fed, the fish are happy, everything's cool. Then you go back and you kick back in the garage or the shed or under the tree and you get a glass of iced tea and you say, hey man, what do you think about this? And your brain starts thinking about all kinds of stuff because the job is done. And if you did it right, you're going to have food to feed your family or maybe money to make it to market and you can move on. You don't got to stress out. Because the variables are endless, boys and girls, endless. But first we got to get what we know done. Does that make sense? Yes.
I know it's hyperperennial.
Say that again. I know what is
Like, no.
hyperperennial?
No.
She said I know a type.
A type of
Oh,
perennial.
yes. What is a type of perennial?
A weed.
A weed.
Those things are constantly in my garden.
Constantly in your garden. Now, can anybody answer that question that not all weeds could be, you said perennials? Can anybody answer that question? I mean, that's a good observation. What do you think?
If it gets too cold sometimes, a different type of weed could die.
Right, a different type of weed.
Frost.
Why is it my garden?
How many of you noticed after a really, go ahead, Mr. Hill.
You may pull the roots out and they won't grow again.
Oh yeah, the best way to get rid of a plant is to yank the what?
Roots.
Yeah, when you go weeding the garden, don't just pinch the tops off, it's just going to make the roots stronger. Yeah, oh yeah, you got to get the roots out. All right? Have any of you ever known, tonight's going to be a good night because it's supposed to get really cold. All right? So tomorrow in the afternoon or maybe a day, it might take a day, look around your yard or your neighborhood and look and see what died. Because it'll kill it. And then you know that that plant cannot handle the temperature. It might come back, I don't know, but you got to keep a what on it? Yeah, you got to have, it's called observational science. You watch with your eye and you record the qualitative data. All right? Yes.
There's like, well, basically my whole yard is like brown and dead, but like near the trees and like plants, it's a bunch of green because the weeds could live through the whole coldness. It's so weird.
Okay, now those banana trees. We're gonna do an observational experiment. From here, we're gonna go look at the banana trees over there. We're gonna see what it looks like today. It does not like 30-degree temperature. It does not like it. So we're gonna take a look at it tomorrow. And when you come back on Monday, we're gonna take a look at it again. We're gonna look at all the little baby plants that are out in the garden right now. And it's gonna get just as cold. We're gonna look at them tomorrow and see which one made it through. All right?
How are we gonna look at them tomorrow when we don't have science club?
You can still walk around the campus. The bunny person's got to come and make sure they got water.
Aquaponics.
Yes. All right. We have to get going outside. You're gonna be in pairs of 2. Each pair is gonna get a clipboard and a ruler. And we're gonna go out to the raised beds. You have to turn the paper over, draw a picture of the raised beds, count how many feet, length, and width, do the math. Should we let them have a calculator or give them a
No, let them do it out longhand. Also, if you have a jacket, put it on. It's getting chilly out there.
Yes, indeed.
Are you a bunch of animals that you can't handle the cold? That's a perennial.
Look, this is a foot.
And here the kids are doing their perimeter and area exercise by measuring the raised beds and calculating both perimeter and area for each.
It's okay, but measure by itself.
No, because then that's going to take a while.
You're allowed.
Okay, so what are you working on, girls?
Son, put that on. Your teacher.
We're working on like how the perimeter.
Perimeter, okay, and how do you figure out perimeter?
The formula, which is you add all the sides.
Add all the sides together and total it up?
Yes.
And then that total number is what? That's the perimeter, right? Okay. And what about area? If you were figuring out area, how would you do that?
Multiply all the sides.
All of the sides?
Side by side.
Which sides?
No, you multiply not the outside, you multiply the inside.
Okay, but what are the 2 things that you multiply? What is it called?
Length times width.
Length times width, exactly. Very good. Okay, guys. So what are you working on?
Working on, right now we're doing the perimeter.
Okay, and what measurements are you taking to figure out perimeter?
No, just length. Yeah. We're trying to figure out how long this is. Yeah.
Okay.
So we won't have to do that side because this is a rectangle, and then we got to find out that side, and then all we got to do is match them up. Yeah.
Okay, and then to figure out the perimeter, what do you do with those numbers?
Well, you do 2 of them. You do, all right. Say like this was 22. That would be 22, and if that was 5, this would be 5.
And then to figure out perimeter, you do what with those numbers?
You add them up together.
Very good, and get the total. Now what about area? If you wanted to figure out the area.
Length times width. Yeah.
Length times width, okay, which would be?
It would be this times that.
Exactly. Good job.
Spider. It's on the ground, kill it. It's dead. It's dead.
That unit out, then you just multiply that by how many times it takes. If you think you know what it is, finish your job, write it out in a complete sentence, and tell me what it is. It's a 5 peppermint question.
Hurry up, hurry up.
We're going to go there, okay?
Measure the break.
You want me to talk it to you in Chinese?
That's it.
When we lay this garden, it's built with...
Okay, what are you working on there, guys?
We're writing the 5 peppermint question and how an easier way is to find the perimeter of our raised beds.
Okay, and how do you do that? What's the easy way?
You count how many bricks there are,
And then you measure the bricks and you multiply how many bricks by how long they are.
Exactly. Very good. That's a good way to do it.
That one's fine. It just hasn't totally dried out yet.
So what you working on there, girls?
We're doing
You're gonna let them that down anyway, so.
and we
are timesing 24
So we're taking them now and
blocks,
throwing them in here.
and each
Since
one of
somebody's
them
planted them
are a
that, so
foot
just
and
gotta
3
throw them in there.
inches.
Keep rocking
Okay.
and
So we're
finding them.
timesing what?
To figure out the length? And then what are you going to do with that number? Once you know the length and the width, what do you do with that?
You time
Yes, it
To figure out what?
the area.
And what about,
Listen
how do you
up.
figure out perimeter? Oop.
Here's the answer. Nice and loud.
You count how many bricks there are, then measure a block and then multiply it.
Oh, right?
Very good.
How many bricks does it take to get from there to there? 1, 2. Well, you guys counted. How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh,
9.
oh, where'd you get the 9 from?
8.
Where'd you get the 8 from?
wait.
There's a
Look at it again.
8.5. 8.5.
How'd you get the 8.5? There's no halves.
Yeah. Like there's 8. 7.
What about the other end?
So it's 9.
Because 2 halves make, so you have to add those on, right? And what's the measurement of 1 brick? Measure it.
1 foot and 3.5 inches.
1 foot, 3.5 inches. What is that in overall inches?
0.5.
How many inches are in 1 foot?
30.
How many inches are in a foot? 12. 12 plus 3.5.
Oh my gosh. 15.5.
15.5. Times how many? You understand?
The brick shrunk?
It should be close enough. Well done. Now do you see, you don't have to go around and measure everything. You just have to know the bricks. So you can stand right here and say, hey, go count the bricks. Draw your picture. It's 9.
All right, girls. So what are you working on here?
What is the perimeter?
Okay. And how do you figure out the perimeter?
We're going to we counted each of the boxes. Okay, and we're measuring this, how long this is, that on each block.
Okay, and then to figure out perimeter, you do what with those numbers?
We times them. Yep.
For perimeter?
No, we're gonna add.
Add, yes. And then how about area? How do you figure out what the area is?
We're going to times it by the number we get by the perimeter.
Okay, so you're going to times what?
We're gonna times.
What's the formula?
We got 17 blocks on this side, and she got 6.
Okay, so you're going to times one side by the other side. Okay, which is what? What is that called? Length times width. Exactly.
And then 1, 2, 3 here. So I think there's 8 by 3. It's 8 by 3. There's 22. 8 times 8 is 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 6. 24. Wait. 24. It's 22. 31. 20. No. 18 times 6 is 24. 8 plus 8 is 16. And then 6 plus 6. I mean 6 plus 6. 3 plus 3. Yeah, no, you don't. And then together. Well, it's 22. It's 22. It's a good flavor at the aftertaste.
Yeah. Okay, so how are you coming on figuring out perimeter?
Well,
what I'm thinking, we skipped perimeters because we got a little too hard because it was hard to figure it out with the ruler.
But
So
all you got to do is measure the size of each brick and then multiply it by the number of bricks. You're only going to measure 1 brick. Go this way.
this way we have to measure every single brick.
No, they're all the same size. So if you measure 1 and you know that there's so many, you multiply that, and that'll tell you how long that is. And then all you got to do is add the 2 little ends there. Can you see how those 2 bricks on the end are turned sideways?
1, 2, 3.
That's a shortcut.
But we have to.
Just measure one of those, okay, and then count those that are in a straight line together. And then measure this one, and then add to it 1 more because there's 1 down at the other end. Well, mark it with your finger or a pencil, and then add it together, and that'll give you the total length of each brick. And then you just count the number of bricks and multiply. And that'll tell you what the length of that side is.
I counted 30.
Inches? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, so then, is this the little one or the big one?
The little one.
The little one. Do you want
The
to,
large one first.
can we find the perimeter and the area from this? Yeah, what's the formula for the perimeter?
30.
Yeah, add all what?
Sides.
Yeah, so you have to add all of these up.
And then when we do that, it'll be right.
Now, then it'll look like this. 58 plus 58 plus 123 plus 123. Remember, your formula is perimeter equals length plus width plus width. Right? Length is the long one. Length, width. You think you can add that up?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, add it up. What are you doing? All right, let's see what you got, Dijon.
I did it in inches.
You did what in inches?
The answer. I got 408 inches. Because, no wait, I converted 30 of them into 30 centimeters into 12 inches.
Okay, so what would 60 centimeters be?
24 inches.
Okay, so then what does this represent? 333 what?
336. That's, I did it right there. 168 and 168. No, 12 divided. Do that times 2. So 168 times 2. You get 336. And then you do 36 because I did the blocks. And then 36 times 2. And you get 72. And then you add them up.
Okay, so what is this final answer?
408 inches.
Inches?
No, centimeters. No. Wait.
No, we're doing perimeter.
Are you sure?
You're gonna look short.
Here's how I'll know you're sure. Go measure this and see if it's 36 what? Inches. Go measure it with your ruler. Hurry up. What do you got, Miss Sellers?
Can I go get my jacket?
We told you to bring your jacket out, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we just. There's 30 bricks on. We got 30 bricks around it. And then we got.
Oh, wait, we're doing
40 centimeters. Okay, here, let's do this. You see how they drew a nice drawing? Is this the big one or the short or the long one?
It was the old.
The long one. Okay, watch, girls. So we're going to draw this. Take the time to draw the picture. And then write in what the width is and what the length are. All right?
Okay, we did the math. Yeah.
You did the math?
Yep, we did it for both.
So now this is what?
364 inches.
Is that the perimeter or is that the area?
Area. Perimeter. Yeah.
Which one?
Add all sides.
Add all sides. Very good. So we're going to call that a nice big P right here. Now, you have the information right here. What's the formula for the area? Ah, what times what? Okay, well look. With? Do you know what the formula is for area?
Width times length.
Width times the length. Look, and this is 58 equals the width, and this equals the length. Can you do this problem? 123 times. Okay, there's going to be. No, you can do it.
Okay.
Use the calculator between your ears.
You're absolutely right. Step by step. Step by step, you can do it. So 408 what? Inches. Which is the perimeter. Now, do you have enough data to do the area?
Wait, that's going on YouTube.
Tell me how you're going to do it. So do it, you got it. Not so loud. Not so loud. All right, come on. Come here, talk to me. All right, so this is the big one, and this will be the small one. This 12 times 81 is where? Divided by, right? Okay, help me out first. On the big one, what number goes here? You're supposed to write it down. 30? 3 What?
So mark where it is.
Look. 3 centimeters is only from 0 to 3.
No, that's not right.
No, you're right. What is the width of the longer one? You got these number here. Which one is it? And well, first rule is 0, 0, 0, 0. How did you get? If you're using a factor with 2 digits, you're going to have 2 rows of numbers.
Oh, I never knew that.
All right, let's, for the sake of math, 26, right, times 30?
26. All right, we'll go this. Let me see a picture.
That's okay, right there. 26 times 30.
All right, here's what we're going to say.
All right.
1 block.
What's 0 times 6?
0.
Which one will
36.
That's 0.
Put your magic 0 down
Okay?
there.
So now we have our legend. We know what 1 block equals to.
18.
So now we count out the blocks.
And
1,
then
2,
put the
3,
1 up
4, 5, 6,
and then 2
7,
times 3
8,
is 6,
9,
and
10,
add the 1
11,
that's
12. And 2 halves makes 13.
Now we add.
So we draw this up here.
That's 8 and that's 7.
We draw the bed.
How did you get this by just doing that?
There, right?
I did
So then we come down to the side.
She didn't do
We
anything.
have 1, 2, 3.
I did all.
We know that this
Okay. Oh, okay. Then this 780 represents what? The area of the small one. That can't be right. Because most of the time, this width is going to be a lot smaller than the length, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go do this.
So here's what you need to do. Now that you're getting good with this, measure what they are. These should be the same on both of them. If you look at it, right, it should be, or really close. And then write your numbers down for the length. You got it? Do you got it?
Yes.
All right.
We need help.
All right, let's see, where are you?
There's another one under it. I think that's hers, right?
We're not running, are we, boys?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
He'll take this forward.
Okay, here. Here's another one. We're going to draw a picture.
Please don't put that
Remember?
one on.
Get over here.
Do it.
Look out. Pay attention. Here's the little one. Here is the big one. Take the time to draw the pictures. You know what information is here. Where you got it from, I want you to write it over here. These are the widths, the shorter ones. The longer ones are going to be the length. So go plug the numbers in where they belong.
Let's do a picture.
And I'll tell you how to do the math. All right?
I just did the problem.
2 and 0. And 8 and 7.
15.
Carry your 1. Bring down your 1. Bring down your other 1.
So it equals out to.
1,152.
What?
There you go. Now you've done a like measurement on there. We asked for it in centimeters, you brought it to centimeters. That's the one thing you all need to understand, that if you just leave a number there, is it inches, is it feet, is it centimeters, is it meters, is it kilometers?
You need to have the unit of
You gotta
measure.
have that unit of measurement there, or it's incomplete. It'll always be wrong.
Okay. We have the area too on that paper.
You've done the area also? Area of the beds and then the perimeter.
We got them both. Square.
Well, what I'm saying is, answer the question, fill it in.
Oh!
So then when you go back to the classroom and somebody says, what did you come up with the area? You're not looking at all this chicken scratch saying, oh, I know I got it here somewhere. You've got it written out.
And what was the formula for area, Keenan?
Length times width.
Excellent.
And then perimeter is side. What was it? One, right there.
Good job, guys.
They have a big rock.
Daniel Hodges, I'm in 5th grade Miss Anderson's class, and I'd like to show you some horseshoe crabs I found and an exoskeleton.
Sit.
I was hoping you...
Sit. Did he ask for the help? No. Okay. Do you need any assistance, sir? Then you can step down and go ahead and give your speech.
I found these the horseshoe crabs.
Louder, I'm old.
Okay. I found these horseshoe crabs on the beach. Pine Island Beach to be exact. And this is his tail. I cut off the barb that he uses. step on him, he'll sting you. Really bad. It will burn. Here's an old one I found. It's old. Their nose is really, really small. And here's the exoskeleton. Whoa. And really all this is a shell. I'm going to show you what this one is. Underneath here is a crab. Skeleton.
That's a small crab. Such a big.
Just a baby. Exoskeleton.
Those bones are like really soft.
Now, how many people have been to the beach and seen these? How many have picked them up? Nobody's picked them up?
Because they have barbs.
Well,
I never
you-
saw one.
You just,
There's still some more bones in there.
Yeah.
all right, it's just got to be me then because I always pick them up and play with them. But
Well, I've seen somebody pick one up. They got stung by
yeah,
one.
you've just
Just gotta pick 'em up
scooting
carefully.
around, you just come up underneath it and pick it up. But maybe you all shouldn't do it because you might get stuck. Me, I'm just crazy enough.
My brother, we were walking around the beach and we caught over his foot. Long enough, like 4 feet.
Where did all the meat go?
It's a bone. It's just a shell.
Yeah.
There is no meat.
Well, no, there was meat on the crab when it was alive, right? So when it died, it probably was. I would assume that it was taken and the other marine creatures had a free meal.
Or they just decompose underwater.
Right,
Yeah.
somebody will eat it and they'll get a free meal out of it.
So that's what I wanted to show you.
Does anybody have questions?
What beach did you find it on? Pine Island. Yeah. Anybody else?
There's still some more bones. Excuse me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these ones I was just picking them up. This one I found out in the woods.
What is
With the jaw.
it? Is it rat?
I don't know. It looks like a small squirrel
Could be.
or
A bird.
A bird just died a few days ago and someone was picking it up.
That was my boy.
I picked the bird up. I picked the bird up.
We're by Star Highway Art Club.
Why not?
I would.
Why?
I don't know. It's gross.
Why is it gross? It's dead.
It's still gross.
If you wash your hands, what's it matter?
It's still gross. And it has germs. Like
But that's why you wash your hands.
Exactly.
That's why they invented Germex.
Just everybody be careful with them. Don't break them.
Be gentle.
now it's very careful.
I already touched it.
I picked up that day. I wasn't even here.
That's what exactly.
And I should have head on the 10 when I started.
So next time everybody's out at the beach, take a look and see what you see. How many of you kids have been in the water and you feel the little fish swimming between your legs? Have you ever wondered why the little fish are swimming between your legs? You've never questioned why fish will swim between your legs?
I know why.
Okay.
I know why.
Why?
They eat the dead skin.
Okay, we'll go with that one there.
What is the question?